The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. As Jesus continued his journey to Jerusalem, he traveled through Samaria and Galilee. As he was entering a village, 10 lepers met him. They stood at a distance from him and raised their voices, saying, "Jesus, Master, have pity on us." And when he saw them, he said, "Go show yourselves to the priests." As they were going, they were cleansed. And one of them, realizing he had been healed, returned, glorifying God in a loud voice, and he fell at the feet of Jesus and thanked him. He was a Samaritan. Jesus said in reply, 10 were cleansed, were they not? Where are the other 9? Has none but this foreigner returned to give thanks to God? Then he said to him, "Stand up and go. Your faith has saved you." The Gospel of the Lord. Our readings today speak obviously of the theme of cleansing. But if we look a little deeper, each of the readings carries another theme that gives us a broader message. In our first reading, we hear the second half of the story of Naaman. In the first half, we find that he is a commander in a foreign army who is struck with leprosy. He tries everything under the sun to heal his leprosy, but nothing works. So finally, he consults the prophet of God. Now, when he consults Elisha, he becomes angry because all Elisha tells him to do is to bathe in the Jordan. Nothing great, nothing extravagant, something quite simple. But yet, that simple solution just wasn't good enough for that army commander. But ultimately, he relents, and he takes the advice of Elisha. And we hear how he bathes in Jordan and is cleansed and is healed. The story teaches us the lesson to trust the message of God, even if it be a simple one. We all face situations from time to time, some great, some small. But when we're in the midst of trial and tribulation, or even sickness, even if the solution seems just a little too simple, if it comes from God, trust in God. And then from St. Paul, we hear how we must persevere in our faith through those trials and tribulations. Remember that most of the letters St. Paul wrote were written from a jail cell. He was persecuted. He was thrown in jail for giving witness to Jesus Christ. And yet, he persevered. And then finally, in our gospel, we're taught the lesson of being thankful for the blessings that we have received. To give thanks to God always for the many things that we receive from Him. Trust in God. Persevere in faith. And then give thanks. We live in a world that can be crazy and confusing at times. So these messages ring true and are very important for us even today. If you watched the news lately, you know that there are clowns all over the place trying to cause confusion. And only some of them are wearing masks. In times of confusion, times of turmoil, even times of violence, we trust in God. We persevere in our faith. And then ultimately we come and gather together to give thanks. If we can hold to this lesson, then Jesus will look at us as he looked at the Samaritan, and he will tell us that it is truly our faith that has saved us.